सकता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ होना. Who asked you, live at zero one level, cause me no be happy. Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I myself told you, you yourself should go and tell him to do it himself. So, the self is the common factor. I, you, he. These are added on. Therefore, this self is referring to the Kutastha Chaitanya, and I, you, he, these are the Jiva or the superimposed. Now, when this was said, then a funny doubt is raised. Tatte dante api svatvam iva tvam ahamadishu sarvatrānugate tena tayoho api atmata yeti iti jet. Because this self can also be associated with this and that. Tatte dante, tat and idam. Plural becomes, rather a dual case becomes tatte dante. Therefore, when you know Sanskrit, you enjoy this beauty. Otherwise, what is the tatte dante? Is somebody with the teeth or what? No. So, tatta, thatness. Idanta, thisness. They are associated with Swayam. Like aham adishu. Tvam aham adishu. So sarvatra anugate, they are common everywhere. Because this is a box, this is a table, this is a fan, this is a man, this is a woman, this is a problem. So it's a common thing. Therefore, whatever is indicated as this or that, that is also Atma. Because it is common. When you said, myself, yourself, his self, to say that self being common, you are calling it as Atma or the Kutastha. Similarly, these pronouns also can be called as Atma. So, Sarvatra Nugate Tena Tayoho Api Atmata Iti Ched. This is the question raised. And these questions don't come in our mind. Why? Who thinks? Therefore, this Panchadashi study requires a lot of patience. And it is very rarely you will see somebody jumps into it. First of all, the language is very terse. Te atmatve api anugate tatte dante tatastayoho atmatvam naiva sambhavyam samyakatvat dehe yatha tatha. See? Thisness, thatness cannot be associated with the Atma, the self, because na sambhavyam is not possible. Samyakatvade, like the pronouns, you take any pronouns. So that doesn't mean every pronoun is the Atma, and therefore this question, doubt is meaningless. You are not getting the point clearly. Okay. Tatte dante swatanyatve त्वन्ता हन्ते परस्परं प्रतिद्वन्द्वितया लोके प्रसिद्धे नास्ति संशयः. They are opposed to each other. See? First is tatta, thatness, idanta, thisness. So they are opposite, pratidvandvi, meaning other than I. And there being otherness, they are mutually cancelling each other, and therefore I-ness and you-ness, they are common. But thatness, thisness cannot be common, because that self, myself, yourself, is common for all. Therefore, don't get into wrong channel of thinking. Now, anyatayaha pratidandi swayam kutastha ishyataam tvantayaha pratiyogeshu aham ityatmani kalpita. Now, here, this logical argument is being concluded. Anyataya, of the otherness, pratidvandi, opposite. Swayam, I myself. Kutastha, in this manner, these two things are said. I myself tell you. So, there are two things, I and myself. So, between these two, are they opposed to each other? See? So, between these two, which is the Kutastha reality and which is the superimposed? See? So, the I is a common factor and myself is I who was telling. Therefore, like the man can say, I am very tired. That time, I refers to the body. And then he said, I am fed up of my wife. That time, I refers to the husband. So, although the words are used, but they are to be clearly recognized what is meant in what context. Otherwise, we will get totally lost. So, anyataya prasidandi swayam kutastha ishyata. Therefore, we are the Kutastha Chaitanya, and with reference to the various relations, we are born again and again. So the same man is born as a husband, as a son, as a father, as a brother, as a friend, as a teacher, as a student. But that I is a common denominator. Therefore, this Kutastha Chaitanya is unchanging reality, supporting all the changes without undergoing any change. So, anyataya pratidvandi swayam kutastha ishyatam. So, this Kutastha Chaitanya is other than the I. Tvantaya pratiyogesho api aham ityatmani kalpita. And in the same manner, aham, this is also opposite to tvanta, other than you. So, when I am talking to you, so I am not talking to the Kutastha Chaitanya. See? So I am talking to you, a conditioned reality, and the one who is talking is also a conditioned reality, and both of them are supported by the same Kutastha Chaitanya. This is what we told very clearly. In Vedanta only we come across this, that the Jiva is not one per head, but it is the same reality from different standpoints, is taking the position of a teacher and a student. See, in Bhagavad Mahapuran, this comes, Bhagavan Narayana thought, let me be a teacher. And therefore, he became a teacher. Then he thought, now I am a teacher, but to whom will I teach? Then he thought, let me be a student, and he became the student. Now, when this type of stories come, the purpose of this thing is the one reality is as if divided because of the conditioning. And they are not real. Therefore, the same person, how he can be simultaneously father and a son? Yes, he can be. How? What is the reference? With reference to his father, he is a son. With reference to his son, he is a father. So, who is miserable? The father and the son are miserable. The man is not miserable. Exactly the same way, Kutastha Chaitanya supports all changes, all conditioning, all upadhis, but doesn't get influenced by any one of them. This is the bottom line. So, what should be the spiritual practice? When I say I understood or I don't understand, both are supported by the same reality. Therefore, this Kutastha Chaitanya, our essential nature, has to be recognized only by one way. We go through the experiences, good and bad, but do not allow any experiencer to be born. When experiencer is not born, there are no comments. So, Kutastha Chaitanya is implied when Swayam is used, because it is other than I. Slowly and steadily, when we are able to comprehend this, so this Chidabhasa is only imagined on the Kutastha Chaitanya. So, what is the Chidabhasa? Therefore, husband is the Chidabhasa and man is the Kutastha Chaitanya. This is just a rough explanation, but we should get it clearly. Kutastha Chaitanya is one. But when we see this world, this is easy to understand. Man, Kutastha Chaitanya, husband, the Chidabhasa or Jivatma. But when you are talking about the reality, the same reality is both the objective world as well as the subjective experiencer. See? If this is not understood, then we will be getting lost. Now, continuing further. अहंतास्वत्वयोर्भेदे रूप्यते इदन्तयोः स्पष्टेपि मोहमापन्ना एकत्वं प्रतिपेदिरे. Now, Rupata, the silver. Idanta, this. So, two things. This is silver. Now, here what is happening? This is actually the shell. And what is seen is the silver. Now, where from the silver has come? It is drishti dosha, it is superimposed on the substratum. So, it is very clear. Rupyata idanta iva, like this. Ahanta swatvayoho. Similarly, on the absolute reality, the Kutastha Chaitanya, ahanta, I is born. See? If we can catch this point, it will be great help for us to contemplate in the right direction. See? Only mind is not a problem. Because in deep sleep, mind is there. Where is the problem? No problem. But when the mind receives something and it is included in the mind. Now, how the things are included in the mind? Think. When I am looking at you, you are not included in my mind. But then, when I point out to someone else particularly, then that person is included in my mind. See? When I simply look at you, that time my mind is like the mirror. But when I say, sir, tell me, should I start the lecture? That time I have specified a particular person. Because that person has entered my mind because he is the boss. So what will be my understanding about you all and him? That he is someone special, you are not special. The thought is born. And in that thought, the consciousness reflects as Chidabhasa. The thought plus Chidabhasa together constitutes the notion of I. See? If there is no thought, there won't be reflection. See? But perception will be there. That's what I told you. Two lights, common light, specific light. In common light, only perceptions are happening. Specific light, reactions are happening. And therefore, when we experience, do not allow an experiencer to be born, we are living at the Kutastha Chaitanya level. Can it be simpler than this? And the best part is, we don't have to do anything. This is the natural state. Like the same example, like the vision sees all colors and forms. It is not influenced. For that, what we have to do? Nothing. The why this happens, effects cannot influence the cause. Colors and forms are effects. Vision is the cause. For a blind person, colors and forms don't exist. So effects cannot influence the cause. When the waves are born, nothing is added to the ocean. When the waves die, nothing is lost. Because the ocean is the cause, waves are the effect. Slowly and steadily, if you reflect in this light, therefore, this Kutastha Chaitanya is not to be gained, but it is to be protected from covering by the ahanta, I-ness. And that is why I said, wise man is never insulted by anybody, because he is abiding in the Kutastha Chaitanya and Karnataka and playing the game of life without getting involved. Bhagavad Gita says, Dukkheshu anudvigna manaha. Miseries come, will come. But to become miserable or not to become miserable is a choice given to us by the Lord. You choose. We provide you miseries. You want to be miserable? No, when you are brought, give me something in supper. See? Therefore, the silver and the shell, existence of the shell and the superimposition of the silver on that shell, they are separate. They are not, the silver is not real, the shell is real. Exactly. In the same way, ahanta and sattva-yoho, I-ness, so I myself. So that self aspect is the Kutastha Chaitanya, and I, ahanta, is a conditioned one because he is reacting. Bhedaha spashte api, although it is distinctly clear, like man and husband. Husband is the effect, man is the cause. Can the husband influence the man? I have no experience. See? So what is to be done? Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100%. Followed by Karnataka. How simple it is. Now this principle applied in all relations and all possessions. Okay? So, Vedaha spashte api. This is so clear, distinct. Yet, moham apannaha. But the deluded ones, ekatvam pratipedire. They say, I as a husband is the reality and therefore I am miserable. So you cannot help any husband on the earth. He himself has to help. How he has to help? Don't take her heavily, take her lightly, even if she is heavy. Moha apanna ekatva pratipedire. Now, tadatmya dhyasa evatra purvokta avidyaya kritaha avidyaya nivruttayam tat karyam vinivartate. How beautiful it is. Earlier, probably in verse number 25, yes, 25. Tadatmya adhyasa. So earlier we have told you what is tadatmya. The substratum is the man and superimpose is the reflection of the man in the mirror of the wife. Then these two become one, tadatmya. And then that man forgets that basically he is a man. By mistake he became a husband. He forgets that. And then whole life he is living only as a miserable jiva. If you get this example, I am telling again and again, At least somebody will be benefited in the universe. Those who are miserable, they don't exist. How can you help somebody who doesn't exist? See? But we are all the time seeking sympathy. स्वामी जी आपको क्या होता है शादी करके देखो कि so you are justifying being miserable. Don't justify. See? Then what is to be? Play the game of life. That's it. So तादात्म्य अध्यास एवात्र पूर्वोक्त अविद्या कृतः अविद्यायां निवृत्तायाम. Now when this wrong notion is gone, what is the wrong notion? Wrong notion is first I am a husband, first then a man. This is the wrong notion. What is the right understanding? First I am a man and by mistake I became a husband. So for your mistake you have to be punished. And that is what your wife helps you. Therefore, friends, Jiva, Jiva, Jiva is nowhere. See, friends. So, avidya nivritta tat karyam vinivartate. When wrong notions are removed, all the problems disappear. It happens in our day-to-day life. See? When you say something referring somebody's name, like the example I gave you, that boy Ashok, when I said Ashok and made some story, he was so disturbed and all that. But avidyayam nivrittayam, when he came to know, no, it was just a prank, it is fun, nothing real, immediately all problems disappeared. In the same manner, this foundation, the personality born in association with the worldly things is one plus the personality born with reference to worldly beings. So possessions and relations together create an illusory or non-existing personality, and they are miserable. For that, what we do nothing, only recognize. In sleep, I have no possessions, I have no relations, I still continue to be. So, in the sleep, if we can continue to be without possessions and relations, why not we extend our sleep in the waking, except in the satsang? You don't know what I see from here. I get Vishwarupa Darshan. See? When something light happens and everybody laughs, and this Kumbhakarna was sleeping, and then because of the laughter his sleep is disturbed. Then he asked the next person. And then he was told, this whatever. Then he alone laughed. Ah. See, friends, continuing further, avidya avruti tadatme vidya eva vinashyata. So, avidya, incomplete knowledge, and because of this incomplete knowledge, the wisdom is covered. Avrutti, avidya, avrutti tadatme, their oneness together, vidya eva vinashyataha. They can be removed only by a right understanding. Wrong notions can be removed only by right understanding. Going to this puja, that puja, doing donation and doing pranayam, nothing will help. Correct your understanding in life. Most of the time you will see it is our own projection which makes us miserable. Therefore, friends, avidya, avrutti, tadatmya, the oneness between the ignorance and covering, as a result of that, that is created which is not there. Tadatme vidya eva vinashyata. So only by the right understanding it can be destroyed. Now vikshepasya swarupam prarabdha kshayam. Okay, we have understood now. I am not anymore a husband, I am a man. Living in the same house. But this is okay, I understood. But I am suffering because of my wife. She is torturing me. I have understood I am Brahman, but she has not understood. Then you teach her. Look here, we are basically man and woman, okay? And only for adjustment we have become husband and wife. That's it. This technique also I told you. Address your spouse with a prefix of mithya. Mithya honey. Respond. Mithya chewing gum. Life will become a fun instead of remaining serious all the time. Seriousness is not spiritual life. See, we are born only to express happiness. See? This mic is born to amplify whosoever speaks. God created us only to amplify His bliss. There is no other purpose. It is only for this purpose, except the Disney movies. Have you seen one buffalo going this way and that side male buffalo is coming and they are smiling at each other? No. Only we are blessed with the instrument wherein we can laugh, we can shout, we can enjoy. But instead of that, all the time, like handful of caterpillars inside the mouth. No. Relax. The quality of our mind is reflected in the eyes and the skin. See? A person who stays frustrated, you can see in his eyes clearly. Similarly, the skin. In our UP, S is prefixed with I. Skin, start, style, smile, speak. Student. But if you go to our Punjab, another extreme. All Jodakshar are made Todakshar. Citation. And then Bareli is said Breli. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ Breli citation पर मिलो. You cannot be miserable. If you see this world is full of joy. See? All the time Gambhirananda is not Vedanta. So avidya avriti tadatme vidya eva vinishata svikshepa swarupam praradam kshayam. And therefore, if you are all the time disturbed again and again, you deserve that. Prarabdha. Now, what is the prarabdha? Like you must have seen, all of us have got something called a takiya kalam. Takiya kalam means we repeat something without any meaning. What I mean? Are minona? Only what I mean. Then they don't mean anything. See? Exactly. This is only prarabdha kshayam. When somebody will give you something terrible, then thereafter, okay, I will not say. This is only a habit. And the habit we have cultivated. So, prarabdha kshayam ikshate. So, if you have got a habit of all the time with a swollen face and frustrated, and slowly you start remaining in the company of the happy, cheerful people. Such people make the happy people miserable. See? Try, friends. We are born here only to express happiness. There is no other purpose. Upadane vinashtepi kshanam karyam pratikshate ityaho tarkika tadvat asmakam kinna sambhavet. Now here the logicians are taken on a file. We don't have to go into too much of it. It's all logicians are only logicians. So according to logicians, upadan means the cause, vinashti when the cause is destroyed, even the effect remains. Although the material cause is destroyed, effect remains. Like what? Clay. Clay is destroyed, but the pot remains. So you don't call the pot as not a clay. It is a clay, but only name is given. Kshanam, for a moment, pratikshate, awaits for its own destruction. Then, after some time, even the pot is destroyed. Iti tarkikaha ahuhu. In this manner, the logician says that this is true. Then also, we also say the same thing in Vedanta inquiry. When the jiva notion is gone, the truth remains. You don't die. Therefore, again and again reflect in these lines. Tantu nam dina sankhya nam tagdustava kshana iritaha brahmasya sankhya kalpasya yogyaha kshana iha ishyatam. There they talk about the thread and the cloth as the example. So, what is the life of the thread? Maybe 1 day, 2 days. So, according to 1 day, 2 days, kshana, it remains for a short moment. So, when the thread is destroyed, it has become cloth. It is no more a thread. But still, it is remaining for few moments. Now, if this is said, then brahmasya asankhya kalpasya, the ignorance which is asankhya kalpa from the infinite time, yoga kshana ishyatam, what will be the moment? Moment will be till we die. Vina kshoda kshamam manam tairvrutha parikalpate shrutya yuktya anubhutebhyo vadatam kinnu dushyakam. Therefore, those who are talking only with reference to the logic only, they will be lost only in the logic. But we are talking with the authority of the scriptures and also the logic, and therefore we can prove whatever you want, but this is not the purpose that we have to fight with somebody and prove. And therefore, astam dustargikaihi sakam vivadam prakrute prakrutam bruve swam ahamaha siddhamekatvam kutastha parinaminoho. Astam, now enough of this logic and unnecessary things. Then, vivadam prakrutam bruve. Now, let us come to the topic. Swa and ahamaha. Therefore, man and the husband. Man is the swa, self, husband is the jiva. So, swam ahamaha. So, when I say I myself, so the self aspect is the Paramatma and I is the Jivatma. So, swam ahamaha siddham ekatvam. So, they are one and the same. But the difference is, the Kutastha Chaitanya is independent. But the Jiva is dependent on the Kutastha Chaitanya. So, Samoha Siddham Ekatvam Kutastha Parinaminoho. So, the Kutastha Chaitanya with the conditioning itself has become as if he has become somebody. Therefore, take these two words. Being is divine and becoming is samsara. Therefore, our happy mantra is what? Mauj mein raho, be happy. You don't say become happy. मौज में रहो, मौज करो नहीं. We are doing karo. मौज में रहो, be happy. In this manner, this is clearly proved that the self itself is expressing as the jiva, and between these two, Ishvara, the jiva and the Paramatma, the Brahman, Kutastha, who is miserable? It is the jiva that is miserable, not the Kutastha. Therefore, whenever something happens, and if we are influenced, we are somebody. Something happens and we are at peace. How can we be at peace? We stop reacting. See, you don't have to react to everything. So many things are happening in this world. We don't have to react. You know what happens when we listen to the news, various places and all that? One foundation, I tell you, all the news which comes on YouTube, etc., is not the truth. You are the truth. You are giving unnecessarily importance to that and get carried away by that. If you can do something, do it. If you can't, then relax. You know, this drawing room discussions on politics is the worst kind of lifestyle. If you want, go and jump into politics. See, it is easier for us to condemn them, but try to be there. Every kind of thing is said, and then they are kutas. Nothing happens to them. See? Therefore, continuing further, Brahmete Panditam Manyah Sarve Laukik Tartikaha Anadrute Shruti Morkhyat Kevalam Yuktimashitaha. Now a question is raised. There are many so-called educated erudite scholars. Who are they? Panditam Manyaha. Panditam Manyaha, although they have no experience, yet they think themselves to be very wise and start advising everybody on the earth. Panditam Manyaha. And Laukika Tarthikaha. Laukika, those who are very much involved in the worldly life and they are interested only to gain knowledge about this world. See, about this I can tell you one simple example. Do we know, or any one of us know, who was the 7th President of America? Does it make any difference? Do we know what was the number of glasses of Mahatma Gandhi? Does it make any difference? What difference it makes is, do we know who we are? Therefore, Vedeshya Sarvi Ahameva Vidya. That is one of the reasons I do not encourage making groups and sit together and discuss what you have studied. The one who has got a long tongue, he will keep quiet everybody and keep on talking. Don't do that. Reflect within yourself. Once you get this habit of telling others, it is a very dangerous thing. We can't stop ourselves. I should not say, but then we keep on telling. Therefore, Brahmate Panditam Manyaha Sarve Laukika Tayathikaha, then Anadritya Shruti Maurkhyat. They don't respect the scriptures. Only by listening, reading, nothing happens. It has to be digested and then the words of experience come out. See? It's so important. If you have seen this, when we are chanting Ram Raksha. Now I know it by heart, chanting for so many years. So I keep on doing the things, collect my camera, do the things and all that, and keep on chanting. That time, is my mind involved with Rama? Not involved. Therefore, about Gita, our suggestion is, every day chant one chapter, second day second chapter, third day third chapter. Don't become parrots. Because mind has to be involved. Where mind is not involved, it is not spiritual practice. See? You can see, you were with me. We went to some temple, Ganesha temple, and also one Shiva temple, before coming here. We went to Ganesha temple, namaskar, that Panditji gave me a nice garland, namaskar, everything okay. Now he was doing, that Ashtotara Namamani. Ganesh ji holding, kahan gaya? Because you are throwing, you have to catch it, no? And he is sending with great devotion. Anything you do mechanically, you lose charm of your life. Mechanical performance is at the body action level. See, friends, it is so important. So, only chanting or talking or giving, only Brahmante. Therefore, Well, what we have to understand? Therefore, I told, although he has suggested we should give book to everybody, don't give now. Because the moment book will come in your hand, you will not listen to me. You see, but here it is said like that. And if you have heard me number of times, the same Bhagavad Gita chapter, every time it is different, isn't it? It is not parroting. Depending upon the requirement of the audience, the God takes over. But we become mechanical. They are like that. Brahmante panditam manya sarve laukika tartikaha anadrutya shruti maurkhyat. They are the fools of the highest order. Kevalam yuktim ashritaha. They are only living on the foundation of logic. Truth is beyond logic. See? And therefore, such otherwise people who think themselves to be wise, Purva Parapara Marsha Vikalatra Kechanaha Vakya Bhasan Swaswa Pakshe Yojayanti Api Alajjaya. Alajjaya, shamelessly. See? And among them, the so-called wise people, they are only referring to the superficial meaning, but they do not have the reference to what statement is made. In our scriptures, it is called as Parokshavada. Parokshavada means what? What is said and what is meant is different. See? The truth being beyond the scope of the speech, but speech is the only way by which truth can be communicated. See the tragedy? What we call technically as the Tatparya Nirnay, or in English we call it as moral of the story. When this is not understood, we keep on reading Sanskrit and all that, but it will not help us anywhere. One example I'll tell you about Tatparya Nirnay. See? This story I have created and told number of times. Now the truth is that which cannot be spoken of, comprehended through language or mind. This has to be told. See? Na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vak gacchati, na manaha, na vidmaha, na vijanimaha, yatha etat anushishyas. The truth doesn't fall in the purview of Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, mind, intellect, and not only that, we do not know how to teach. The teacher has washed his hands. See? And the student has understood. And he says, I understood very well. The teacher gives him back. Yadi manne se suvedeti dahramevapi nunam tam vetta brahmano rupam. What I told, you cannot understand it. How do you understand? See, friends, it's so important. So to tell this, I was trying to explain this through some story. Story creating is my fashion or passion. So, sitting in a nice group, sincere group, that person who asked me this question, he was with the lungi and all the South Indian makeup, the railway line, or there will be in the electric post, somewhere uturn.com, then dish antenna, everything. So, when we were talking, I told this story. There was a fish from the sea, he happened to go to a well. And in the well, that being in India, the fish was also, the frog in the well was also Indian. Now, who is the Indian? He who wants to know everything about everybody. Like many people ask us, now they have stopped. I give them back. Like one lady asked, Swamiji, I am so much benefited because of you. I want to know about you. I want to write your biography. I said, forget Amma. No, I will not leave you. Elderly lady holding my hand, I will not leave you. I said, okay, note down. Then I started telling. Just to get out of the jail, I had to break the jail because I was there on charges of murder. Swamiji, I said, you want to know? I'm telling you the truth. No, 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 it can't be. Why? You want something what you like. See, friends. So, when the story was told that the fish came in that well and there was a frog. Immediately the frog started asking, hey, who are you? He said, I am fish. Where from you have come? See? I have come from ocean. What is ocean? Question default. What is ocean? Ocean is water. How much water? Now that Kupa Manduga, what he will think? With his small hand, this much water? The fish has got a tragedy. He has no neck. So he was wagging his tail. No. Then he took his two hands. This much water? No. Then he took a leap within the waters. This much? No. Out of frustration and sarcasm, he jumped from wall to wall diagonally. This much water? What fish will say? No, Baba. Then, come, I'll show you. And the fish and the frog went to the ocean. Now the fish says, tell me how much is the water? Mauna Vyakya Prakritya Para Brahma Tattvam Yuvanam. He became silent. When the story was told, an old man, he asked me this question. Swamiji, I want to know how that fish has gone to the well. And after asking this question, he was looking around. Dekho. You are laughing, I was crying. किसके सामने मैं बोल रहा हूँ? See? So I told him, oh, the fish has gone to the well by Kingfisher Airlines. Now, what was the purpose? A person lost in the finite can never even imagine what is infinite. See? We are lost in the finite. Me, my house. Me, my wife, my children. Break it. Then we can imagine even what is the joy of total freedom. Are you suggesting us to separate? No. Then take life lightly in the light of wisdom. We all have to play our roles. Play your role perfectly well. But don't get entangled in that. Don't get rolled up. So, Purvapara Paramarse Vikala Tatra Kejana Vakya Bhasa Swasa Pakshe Yojayanti Api Alajjaya. They are shamelessly using the scriptural statement to prove they were wrong thinking. Alajjaya, shamelessly. See? Because they will be taking from one sentence from here, one from there. See, in this Upanishad it is said like that. First of all, Bhagavan, one person told me, asked me this question, Swamiji, in Bhagavad Gita, yes, it is said, Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayava. Okay, then. But at the end, Bhagavan says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. What should I do? I said, chai piyenge. Let us have a cup of tea. You are avoiding. I said, no, I am not avoiding. I am frustrated. To whom I have to talk? Without reference, no statement can be valid. And we must know with what reference the statement was made. And every word has got a different meaning with reference to context. So when Bhagavan said that Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayava in the 3rd chapter, that time if the social worker are to interpret that, they will say, Swadharme, our religion is the best. you should die for your religion and kill other people. Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha, that is the best. Because their foundation is only this. But if you go deeper in your understanding and with the reference to what Bhagavan Krishna has said, Swadharme, dharma is what? The dharma of the fire is heat. So what is our dharma? Because of the heat, the fire is fire. Because of the Kutastha Chaitanya, whatever we are. Swadharme nidhanam shreya, nidhanam is the wealth. Our divine nature is our wealth. Not knowing this, you take the superficial information and go on arguing logic, alajjaya, shamelessly. Therefore, Bhagavan Narad Maharshi says, Vado na avalambyaha, never get lost in logic and reason. See, it is a trap. कूटस्थादि शरीरांत संगातस्यात्मतां जगुः लोकायता पामराश्च प्रत्यक्षाभासम आश्रिताः. Now there are many philosophies that are taken into study. What are the people, what are the philosophies? They think about everything. First, Kutastadi Shariranta Sangatasya Atmatam Jagu. Right from starting from Kutastha Chaitanya, the Brahman, the reality, the absolute truth, up to the body. There are many various varieties. They say this is Atma, this is Atma, this is Atma. Who are they? Lokayataha, Pamarashcha, Pratyaksa, Abhasam, Ashritaha. They are recognizing only at a Pratyaksha, only at the sense organs level. They don't go beyond that. Which are those? Now they are enumerated. Shroti kartum swapaksham te koshamannamaya tatha virojanasya siddhantam pramanam pratijajnire. Now, to quote the scriptures in support of their statement, they quote some examples. For example, first, they are called as Pamaraha and also Lokayataha. Lokayata Pamarashya. Lokayata means they are materialist. Pamara, they are addicted. They are the people, they talk philosophy. So what they say? They say, look here. What is the Atma? So they say, first of all, body is the Atma. So they are living at body level. And therefore they have to prove as a body. So Shroti Kartum Swapaksham te Kosha Annamayam Datha. So Annamayam Kosham Shroti Kurtum Swapaksham. To establish that body is the Atma, therefore they quote. What they quote? There is a story. Virochana and Indra, they went for studies to Brahmaji. And Brahmaji, having taught them the Brahman, the reality, then the same topic comes in Taittiriya Upanishad. So, Bhrugurvai Varuni Pitaram Upasasara Adihi Bhagavo Brahmeti Tagam Hovacha. So, the student reaches the teacher, tell me what is Brahman. The teacher says, Anna Prana Mana Buddhi, this is the Brahman. Then how to know that? Tapasa Brahma Vidijnasasva. Tapasya is Yasya Jnanamayam Tapaha. Inquire, not torturing the body. So he goes and starts. See, there the story comes. Indra, the king of the gods, and Virochana, the king of the Asuras, they went for studies to Brahmaji. They are both the children of Brahma. And when they studied, first statement was made, look here, you can see your body. Yes, body is Brahman. Go. Both of them go. Then Indra, the god, the king of the gods, when they are going, they come across a lake. And in that lake, they want to drink water. So they see, and then Indra is shaking the water, reflection is moving, and he starts thinking, how body can be the self? How body can be the Atma? Because body is born, it is changing, subject to destruction. Atma cannot be this. I think something is wrong in my understanding. And he goes back. Like that, it happens 5 times. But Virochana, he says, no, whatever Guru Maharaj told, that is the truth. I am the body is the Atma. And he starts living as the body, for the body, on everybody. The whole life is spent only living as the body. So, the body-oriented lifestyle is supported by quoting the example of the Virochana. See? So, Shroti Kartum Swapaksham te kosham annamayam tatha Virochanasya siddhantam pramanam pratijadnire. They quote the Virochana story. Then, Jivatma nirgame deha maranasyatra darshanar dehadirikta eva atma iti ahu lokayata. Now there are another kind of people. They say, they are called lokayata. They say, after the atma leaves the body, deha maranasya darshanat. Thereafter the body dies. So jivatma nirgame. Therefore, jivatma is the atma, deha adirikta. Therefore, this is what the materialist people say. They are called as charvakas. So these charvakas say that how come it is switch off and still the phone is coming? I think I'll switch it off. Please switch off my phone. Hey Gemini, switch off my phone. Switch off my phone, please. Not listening, there is no connection. Go to hell. So, Jivatma nirgame dehasya marana atra darshanat. When the soul leaves the body dies. Therefore, dehatirikta eva atma. So, the materialist people, they are called as charvakas. Charvak means what? Not four. Charuvak. Charu means very sweet language. But they are having wrong intentions. So, Charvak, they say, they are materialist people. They say there is Atma which is other than the body. The second type. Now the third thing. Pratyakshatve napi abhimata ahandi dehatirikena gamayen indriyatmanam vachmi ityadi prayogataha. Now I speak, etc. When we use, therefore it is very clear that this ahamdhi is the Atma in association with the sense organs, indriya, etc. So this is what is the Atma, because they are using this example. And therefore, Vagadinam Indriyanam Kalaha Shrutaha Tena Chaitanyam Etesham Eva Atmatvam Tata Evahi. In the scriptures, there is a story comes that all the sense organs started fighting with each other. See? I was enjoying my food, and one day my eyes said, see, such a lovely food. I had to only watch from a distance. This tongue is so lucky. She can taste sweet, mirch, masala, chutney. I can't taste. So I felt bad. Okay, never mind. Then I took chutney and gave you a taste. See? So this is the story here. We come across this type of stories in the scriptures, that they were fighting with each other and try to prove they are the real conscious reality, and therefore the sense organs are the Atma. Thereafter we come to the Pranamaya Kosha. Hiranyagarbha Pranatma Adi Pranatma Vadyanatu Evam Uchire Chakshuradyak Akshalopevi Prana Satvetu Jivati. He said, no, the sense organs cannot be the Atma. The Prana Atma, if somebody becomes blind, he still continues to live, and therefore sense organs cannot be the Atma, Prana is the Atma. Now, continuing further. No. Prano jagrati supte pi prana shaishtadikam sutam kosha pranamaya samyak vistarena prapanchitaha. The pranamaya kosha is explained so exhaustively because of prana only the life is possible. Therefore, pranamaya kosha is the Atma because it is explained very exhaustively. Pancha prana, pancha upapranas, what is the purpose of each pranas? Because it is important, it is Atma. This is how they say. They, no. Then, mana atmeti manyantaha upasana parajanaha pranasya bhoktruta aspashtaha bhoktrutam manasastatha. Look here. Prana is not the Atma, mind is the Atma. Because who said this Upasana para? See, you chant the Lord's name, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. What a joy it is. Not prana. And prana is dependent. It has no freedom. It doesn't know anything. And therefore, prana cannot be the Atma. It is only the manaha. Mind alone is the Atma. See how many confusions. मन एव मनुष्याणां कारणं बन्धमोक्षयोः श्रुतो मनोमय कोशस् तेन आत्मेति आत्मा इति ईरितं मनः. Therefore, it is said in the Amrita Bindu Upanishad that मन एव मनुष्याणां कारणं बन्धमोक्षयोः बन्धाय विषयासक्तं मोक्षं निर्विषयं स्मृतं. Mind alone is the cause of bondage and liberation. Therefore, mind is the Atma. Then this is said, others will give quite no. Vijnanamayam atmeti parahukshanavadinaha yato vijnana moolatvam manaso gammyate sputam. No, Vijnanamaya kosha is the Atma. No, they say kshanikavadinaha. Kshanikavadina are the Bauddhas. Yato vijnana moolatvam manasaha gammyate sputam. Because the mind is nothing but vijnana. Now here a difference between mind and intellect is said. Aham vritti, idam vritti, ityanta antakaranam dvidha. Now there are two aspects. Aham vritti, I, and idam vritti. So I know this table. So I is the Vijnanamaya kosha, and this is the table is the Manomaya kosha. Therefore, objective aspect is the mind and subjective aspect is the Vijnanamaya kosha. Karanam didha Vijnanam syad aham vritti idam vritti mano bhavet. Therefore, Vijnanamaya kosha is the aham vritti and mind is the idam vritti, the objective. And therefore, aham pratyay bijatvam idam vritti riti sputam aviditva swamatmanam bhayam vetino kachita. Therefore, this aham vritti is the real Atma because without being aham, nothing can be known. Unless you are, nothing can be known, and therefore, aviditva swamatmanam bhayam veti natu kvachit. Unless you are there, aware, you can know nothing. Therefore, Vijnanamaya kosha is the Brahman or the Atma. No, it can't be. Why? Kshane kshane janmanasha aham vrittir mito yataha kshanikam tena saprakasham mito swataha mite. See how many objections we get lost in this thing. And when we will be coming to the last part of its conclusion, then we will come to know where we are lost in this world. We take only the away from ourselves. We don't have to drop anything. When we go to sleep, what do? We don't do anything. We just drop. See? And we don't have to even drop. When the sleep overpowers, see? It doesn't matter. Desha, Kala, Vastu, Vyakti, Paristhiti, every transcended. Therefore, what is this Kutastha Chaitanya? These are the various theories, philosophies. We have to get out of it and come back to our essential nature. But normally what happens, where there are huge crowds, we feel, oh, it's a great Mahatma, See how many millions of people. They have got ashram in 168 countries. They have got so many disciples and so much of wealth and all that, Don't get carried away. Otherwise, we will be lost in this world. discover what we are, who we are. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.